Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and usually today we do grocery hauls. I decided to give up grocery shopping for the week and we are just going to shop in my pantry. So this is the definition of shelf cooking or pantry cooking in my opinion. I'm going to take you to my pantry and we are going to get super creative. Now I understand a lot of you may not have the ingredients that I do, but this video serves a purpose. It serves a purpose to show you that you can get creative with ingredients that you have in your own pantry. So ingredients that you may not use typically can be adapted to fit your flavor. I promise you that. And if you are stumped on something in your pantry, drop it down in the comments below and I will give you a plethora of ideas on what you could make for your family. Now I understand a lot of these ingredients can be put into an app and they can tell you what you can actually make for dinner, which may make your life a little easier as well. Honestly, I do not need another app. I do not need another excuse to be on my phone. I just like to get creative with pen and paper and write down the ingredients that I do have and make them into something else. So if you are excited, let's get into this video. All right, so this recipe is based off of this lemon pepper tuna that I found, as well as this nori. So I was thinking maybe like a fish and chips, but I'm gonna make my husband and son tuna cakes, and then I'm going to take some of this tofu as well as some of these wonton wrappers. I'm gonna cut these into like planks and then put it in this wonton wrapper, put some of this sushi nori in there in like little flakes, and then fry it kind of like fish and chips, if that makes sense. I'm going to serve it with some tartar sauce. So we have this mayo to use up, a little bit of lemon, and some dill relish. I'm going to serve it with some green beans. We always have something like that in the pantry. I'm going to put some vinegar over top of those fish and chips, and then I'm going to make some homemade French fries, and that will be dinner. Super simple and kind of different. So let's see how this works out. You are going to start out by rinsing your potatoes and cutting them into whichever fry shape you desire. I'm going to do some rings here as well as some typical fry shapes. I usually soak them for about an hour in some salted water, and it brings out a lot of the starch, and I think they come out crispier, but it is up to you. I'm going to season them with pepper, salt, and garlic and pop them in the oven at 425 for around 25 minutes. Now we are on to these tuna cakes, so I'm going to put in both packets of tuna, and I'm going to put 1 egg into the mix as well as some breadcrumbs. I'm going to use panko breadcrumbs, and I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, not necessary, but just to add some more flavor to these patties. I actually ended up throwing in some fresh parsley just because we have this huge plant and it needs to be used up. I gave that a mix and let it set, let that bread kind of thicken with the rest of the ingredients, and I moved on to my tofu. So my tofu was actually pressed, all the water is out of it, and I'm going to cut them into these little planks, kind of like a fish stick, if you will. And then from there, I'm going to put in some sushi nori, and I'm going to wrap them in the wonton. So in order for those wonton edges to become sticky, all you need to do is get some water on there.
I still love my friends, don't want you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is love, don't want you. I can barely sleep 'cause of you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is love, don't want you.
So I ended up frying these little tofu cakes in canola oil for 7 minutes on each side. And then I went ahead and put in the tuna cakes and I fried them for about 5 minutes on each side. All right, I don't say this often, but thank goodness for Moana, which is a Disney movie if you were unaware. But Maui, one of the characters, said crab cake, hey crab cake, and I'm like, this needs Old Bay. That's what this is missing. So if you have Old Bay, sprinkle some of that on there. This was surprisingly delicious. I urge you to try this with some homemade tartar, again, some mayo, pickles, and lemon juice. It was just such a crowd pleaser, and I was pretty surprised, not gonna lie. These tofu cakes had a lot of flavor from the Old Bay. Tonight's shelf cooking dinner is going to be some enchiladas slash taquitos. I'm not really sure what to call this, so it could be either or it could be a flauta, I guess. I'm not really sure, but it's minimal ingredients, and this is what I found in my pantry to do so. We have some of these whole wheat tortillas that I froze and thawed. I get them when they're on sale and then I freeze them. And we have some black beans that I rinsed, as well as some green chilies that I rinsed. I'm probably gonna throw some rotel in there just because we have so many of them and we need to use them up. I have some chicken from a while ago. I'm not really sure. It's still good though. But that is going in my husband's and my son's. And then this is a mixture of ragu cheese sauce, a little bit of those green chilies, and some sour cream. Let me just show you how I put these together. So mine are going to be baked and crispy. So I'm gonna put black beans, green chilies, and cream cheese in it, as well as the rotel. And then for everybody else, they're getting all of what I just said, plus the chicken and the cheese sauce, and theirs are going to be enchiladas. There is no method to this madness. You just pile on however you want your enchilada slash flauta to be. But I'm gonna put my cream cheese and some chili powder on there, black beans, green chilies, a little bit of that rotel, and then I am going to roll mine up and make sure it's sealed by pressing it down when I get to the end. As you just saw, I did the same for my husband's. I added chicken and that cheese sauce to his, and I am going to bake them like a traditional enchilada. So cheese sauce on top, and then just to break it up with flavor, I'm going to put some taco sauce on as well. Not necessary, but it definitely gave it some tang. I'll bake those at 350 for around 20 minutes, and I am going to make some homemade salsa. So in my blender, I'm putting the rest of that rotel, some black beans. I'm going to put some lime juice, salt and pepper, as well as some more chili powder and some cumin. And that's just a quick little salsa that I like to make every now and again. Oh, I forgot, I did add some green onions, and you are just going to pulse that a few times and you are good to go.
I know you never
today we are going to be making a quick little pantry pizza. I pulled things from the freezer, the pantry, just to clean all of those areas out. So this one's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to turn out wonderful. That's just the type of attitude you have to have when you're cooking like this. If you're interested, let's just get right into the recipe. All right, so like I said, this is going to be a little different because I am at the bottom of my barrel here. I don't have any flour, but I do have yeast. I do have a lot of nuts and oats, so I am gonna grind these up with some yeast, water, a little bit of sugar, and see if I can make a dough. We'll see what happens with that. I also have a lot of this sun-dried tomato that I need to use up, and then I just took some cheese out of the freezer to de-thaw. And then I have some balsamic, and I have some acorn squash and some barbecue sauce. So this will be our sauce. The acorn squash will go on top with the unfrozen cheese and some of the balsamic. And yeah, we will just see what happens here. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to be good, but it will definitely be a different meal that we could all try out as a family. And then optional, you also could put some chicken on here or maybe some bacon bits. I do have some bacon bits, so I'll be putting that on the other half of my husband's. So since that is all blended, I'm going to start with my yeast mixture. You just do your 2 teaspoons of yeast, teaspoon of sugar, and a 1/3 cup of warm water. And then you are going to mix in that flour mixture and let it set for around 10 minutes before you roll it out. Now I'm going to cut this acorn squash and bake it at 375 for around 30 minutes. And I'm going to get started on the pizza itself.
All this time you thought we'd never pay the price. In the game of love, you have to roll the dice. My heart got 7 years to life. 7 years to life. I've been told that time will heal all our wounds and our sorrows too. No more clouds, no more rain. I need sun to ease my pain. Before this night is over, I will guide you home. All this time you thought we'd never pay the price. In the game of love, you have to roll the dice. My heart got 7 years to life. 7 years to life.
I baked the pizza at 400 for around 20 minutes because I like it crispy. And then I took some coconut cream and kind of Jackson Pollocked it onto the pizza. He's an artist if you don't know. And I served it with some fresh parsley, and it was surprisingly good. It was really crispy, and we decided that the squash would be good served on the side with some extra balsamic. Alrighty, my friends, that is going to do it for today's video. I really hope you got some inspiration to shop your pantry. And remember, if you are ever stumped, just drop those down in the comments or send me an Instagram message and I will put together a meal for you. I love doing things like that, and I would love to help you out. Stay tuned for the week ahead. We have plenty of videos coming at you. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. I will see you next time. Bye.
I won't make it easy for you now.